Hey everyone! In this video I will be spending a week on a Minecraft alpha server called Full Block Fence SMP. So this is how it went. On day 1, after spawning in on the server's demolished spawn, I just took some time to enjoy the beautiful sunrise. Sadly, on this version of the game, no damage can be taken nor dealt to anyone. So you are pretty much immortal. There are also plenty of other bugs and glitches, but I still decided to give it a shot. After enjoying the sunrise, I set off to look for a place to call home further away from spawn, and then I came across an unfinished house with a small farmland on the side of the ocean. After a while, I decided to go mining for resources and managed to find my very first diamonds. After having broken a ton of picks, of course. And I managed to get a total of 7 that day. After traveling for a while longer, I found a perfect land to build my first shelter on. And this is the footage of me hiding from a creeper in order to prevent it from blowing up my front lawn. And then I made a small basement underneath the cabin. At the beginning of my second day on the server, I discovered a zombie spawner hidden in the underground cave. And of course I mined out the mossy cobblestone. But I felt that it was time to move on and travel even farther away towards the undiscovered lands to build up my new base. And so I just packed my most valuables, and before leaving I just sat back and enjoyed the wonderful sunset on one of the oldest versions of the game. After spending hours on foot, I was amazed at how fascinating the mountains looked in this version of the game, and I immediately knew where I wanted to make my first base at. And of course, when something totally unexpected and stupid happened, which pretty much ended up in me getting stuck in the sky, flying like a bird. And so that pretty much ended my second day on the Full Block Fence SMP. On my third day, I got teleported down from the sky by Zaplo, the owner of the SMP. And then I began making the entrance to my first base on the side of the cliff. A storage room has always been the most important one for me, and so that's exactly what I started designing and building. And so here's just a quick time lapse of it. The server also had some lag issues at a time, so it wasn't as pleasant to build as I would have hoped for. On alpha versions there aren't also that many blocks in the game yet, so I decided that I shouldn't put too many chests in the chest room. And so here's the complete version of the storage room. I was actually quite impressed how it all came out, and totally fell in love with stone slabs. My plan was to start digging a tunnel that would have sections going left and right for all kinds of different rooms I wanted to make in the future. And so in the first section I thought I'd make a small smelting area, but also discovered the perfect opening leading outside to an area between two mountains. And so I instantly knew I want to make myself a garden or like a backyard there. and then made a new entrance there. I had to leave one gap in between each furnace to prevent items from disappearing inside them. It was also a bug in the game back on alpha versions. Well, I still lost some items a few times, but at least it decreased the chance of it happening. The section on the right side of the tunnel, next to the smelting room, I decided to use for mining purposes. And so I dug down to 11th layer where diamonds can be found, then placed down some ladders in order for me to get back up once I'm done. And then of course I went mining for resources. Found some diamonds and some more diamonds. And some more. I managed to get a total of 20 that day. On day 5 I went back mining deep in the underground. And then I accidentally caused a forest fire. And I also had realized I had become rich enough so I can continue expanding my base. So that's exactly what I did. I was really excited to begin working on the garden and start planning out the roads. Then improved the entrance for it to look similar to the first one. I also lit up the place cause I don't want any creepers blowing up my beautiful garden. And then I attempted to make a pond, but after realizing that buckets didn't work properly, I just gave up. And lastly, I put up some defenses against the possible mob invasion. So this is what the garden looked like by the end of the 5th day on the SMP. Also a ton of animals spawned there for some reason. And then I came up with an idea of making my way all the way on top of the mountain using ladders. And then designed the walls around the main ladder. And then a thought of making a bridge across 2 mountains came to me. And I found out that there was an absolutely perfect section leading on the side of the mountain, which I could then connect with the opposite side of the hill. And so the bridge construction began. It was quite challenging, but I tried making it as detailed as possible, and in the end it all worked out absolutely perfectly. I also had a confusing moment with fences appearing invisible, but that's just another normal feature in alpha, I guess. I decided to go with the wooden roof for now because thunder didn't exist in that early of the game yet. Well, I guess I'll know when it's time to change it when it all gets burnt down one day. But it definitely fit better with the rest of the bridge than I think stone slabs would have. And so here is the final version of the bridge. You can also see the garden a bit better from up here. Now this was my final day on the full Block Fence SMP, which I had spent on constructing a wood factory inside another section on the left side of the tunnel. The main reason I wanted to make it underground is because I thought leaves didn't appear when the tree was growing there. But I was completely wrong, and it turned out that leaves just appeared invisible for the player, so once you log out and log back in, they reappear again. I didn't care much though, and decided to keep expanding the wood factory anyway, and I was really happy with how it all came out. I think I can plant a total of 24 trees in there at the same time. In the end, I just want to quickly give you guys some information about the server. So, the SMP was opened on 11th February and is currently on version alpha 1.2.2. The server is updated to the next version once a week on every Sunday. Hacking and cheating are not allowed, and that includes using mods and game exploits that give you an unfair advantage. The server isn't whitelisted, so absolutely everyone is able to join. It was quite a fun experience, and I'm hoping to see the server succeed and get more active players on. I want to thank you all for watching. For me, this was a ton of fun making this video, and see you guys next time.